Hey everybody out there, it's Jay Wilkins with the Drizzle.
Hello, everybody.
How's everyone doing out there tonight? So, we decided we're going to talk about the Back to the Future trilogy. So, Drizzle, let's start with the first one. What are your thoughts on the first one?
The first one, I think, is honestly one of the better ones. Because, for one thing, Michael J. Fox is really hilarious in it. And then there's the scene with the guitar amp where he just blows himself away and destroys the room.
Love that.
The music is great. I think that Christopher Lloyd is hilarious in the movie. And the DeLorean, I mean, if I could drive a car, I would be driving that right now. That is an awesome car.
And even Crispin Glover, the dad, he has some funny parts in it. George,
Yeah,
when he's
absolutely. eating
the peanut brittle or whatever he's
Yeah.
eating, that was funny. When he's laughing at the TV but we're gonna say this again. We mentioned this in our Police Academy review. Please do not remake the Back to the Future, any of them, because if they do that, everyone's gonna be pissed off. All the fans.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a fan of Back to the Future, I mean, just watch the original movies and play the games and things. I mean, if Hollywood needs to stay away from redoing classic series, only because we haven't really seen any remakes that have really been great. And I mean, Back to the Future is perfect on its own. I mean, we don't really need for them to blasphemy this issue of Christopher Lloyd and I mean tarnish the names of the original cast members. No, we don't need that.
I mean, they're already doing it to Ghostbusters now.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason they would redo Back to the Future movies is just for money. It's not to please the fans.
No, it's
they don't
not.
care. It seems like they don't even care. Like, they'll just ruin a franchise,
And
So,
Christopher Lloyd is so proud of these movies. Every time you hear him talk, he was very proud of everything that he did in his career with those movies. Michael J. Fox, even.
oh yeah.
I mean,
They're
he's
both-
proud of all
yeah.
those movies. And Michael J. Fox is in a bunch of other movies. I want to give a shout out to him with his career. He is a great actor.
He is.
He's very underrated, and I think that people should really give his movies an opportunity and go check them out.
I mean, let's list some. Teen Wolf.
Yep,
Secret of My Success was good.
that was a great movie.
What else?
I mean, Family Ties.
Family Ties. He started out in that.
Yeah.
He was still in that around the time of this first Back to the Future movie.
And I was even told by watching a documentary that Michael J. Fox, during that shoot, was so deprived of sleep
Yeah, I've heard about that.
that he
yeah.
had insomnia. I mean, it was that severe that when he was shooting these movies, that he was actually sick when he was shooting these movies. But he still, went through it, did it,
Yeah.
and
It's-
loved every minute of it. And
So let's go to the second one now. I'd have to say, I love the future aspect of this movie. That might be why it's my favorite out of the three, but I still think the first is probably the best. But what do you think about the second one?
I think the second one is very interesting because it really talks about the aspect of what the future was going to be like.
And they were pretty close, except for the
yeah.
flying cars, but there was a lot of things that we have now that I think it was talking about.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. And I mean, in the character of Biff,
Yeah.
I mean, he is kind of a jerk, like in the first movie and honestly in the second movie as well. Like his characters.
The Biff character,
Biff
yeah.
character.
Yeah.
But he does have some funny moments in that movie, and I think that if people would give that movie more of a chance and actually sit and watch it all the way through, all the way through,
Mhm.
I feel like people would respect it more. The cinema aspect of it, this movie, in my opinion, should have won awards for best comedy of that year. I don't understand why people for many years didn't give the director credit for what he went through.
Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the storyline is absolutely interesting. And you can't really say anything bad about, the characters. I mean,
Even like Leah Thompson is
yeah,
great.
Leah
Everyone.
Thompson, I mean, how many movies has she
Yeah.
been in that,
She's been in a lot of 80s movies, I
Yeah.
remember. A lot of 90s stuff. Maybe not as much. She was in the Beverly Hillbillies
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
She was good in Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I mean, so she's come a long way, too, in her career. And I'm going to say one other thing, too. Check out the reunion special that they did a few years ago on the Today Show.
Yeah.
It was
I've
really
heard of that.
interesting. Now, the third movie, if you guys have never seen it, that is taking place in the Old West.
Yes.
Now, there are some interesting things in the movie, like especially with the train scenes and the characters that involve, like Mad Buford Tannen, Nasty Cowboy. I mean, when it zooms in with his teeth, he's got these black teeth and he spits. It's kind of gross.
Well, for me, the third one was just okay. The reason why, and I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't like the love story. I thought they could have done without that. I thought Doc and Clara, I think was her name.
Clara, yep.
It just wasn't, for me anyway. I don't think they needed a love story. I think they should have stuck to what's going on with Marty most of the time. But it's still got a lot of funny parts and stuff. But not my favorite. So.
And I wanted to also say real fast that the cartoon. Actually, you guys might not know about the cartoon.
Yeah, I'd never.
But yes,
seen
there
it.
was an animated cartoon.
Really?
And it was only one season, but it wasn't too horrible. I mean, they really incorporated some of the movies into those. Christopher Lloyd actually made several guest appearances in that show.
How about Michael J. Fox?
He did as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did as
well.
well.
Where can you find this? YouTube?
It is on YouTube.
Really?
They only have a few episodes. I think there's like maybe 12.
Wow.
But the NES game, I want to talk about that real fast.
Yes.
The NES game is very interesting because for the most part of the game, you play in the car, in the DeLorean. And then you have to go on a map and you have to travel and you do get to go back in time and do a few cool things. They have actually the original music in the PC game.
Oh.
That came out back in 2000. So if you guys want to check out any of those games, I would recommend them. I mean, I've played at least 2 of them.
And I know they have a newer one now for the Xbox and the PS4. We might have to check that out. I mean, an updated one. So.
But again, I just want to reassure the fans that this is a video dedicated to preserving the history and love of these series.
Yes.
And we don't want a remake. Please, Hollywood.
Please,
for the love of